Let's round up the URC games from the weekend. So first off, on Friday we had Glasgow 50, Zebre 8. So Zebre, they scored try in the first minute. They're actually ahead after 20 minutes, but then it's Glasgow all the way after that. Glasgow bouncing back from that loss away to the Lions in the last round. Zebre still winless and not looking like they're going to win by the end of the season. They do look a little more competitive at home, but just don't seem to be able to put it together a full 80 minutes. Also on Friday, we had Munster 49, Scarlets 42. So two real form teams in the URC at the moment. Munster build up a bit of a lead, then Scarlets come back at them. It shows, how much Scarlets have improved, that they're able to come back, because earlier on the season it just would have been like Munster would just kept adding on the scores, and it would have been a bit of an embarrassment for them. We also saw Orgy Snyman back from the bench for Munster after being out for 17 months. He's had a terrible time with injuries, so good to see him back. There's a full review of this one on the channel if you want to check it out. On Saturday then, the early games were the South African derby. So we had Stormers 29, Sharks 23. The Stormers, they're on top in the first half. Sharks then mount to come back in the second. Stormers are actually down to 13 for the last 10 minutes, a couple of yellow cards, but the Sharks can't take advantage of that. Again, there's a full review on the channel if you want to check that out. Bulls 25, Lions 29. Nohamba had a great game from the tee for the Lions. His kicking really the difference between the sides there. Also, quick thinking for his try. Basically, it was there was a trip tackle. Referee awards a penalty. The Bulls, all the Bulls around, were just looking the other way, thinking, we're gonna wait and see what's happening. Are they kicking for the post or wherever? He just taps and clear run to the line because nobody else was watching him. Stain, he's great servant from the Bulls. He's and it was announced during the week, I think, that he's been awarded a testimonial season. So like one rand from every ticket sold between January and June are going to go to the MS10 Foundation, but definitely not his best game. Left a lot of points behind with kicks that you'd normally expect Morningstain to get. Like when you think of Morningstain, you think an absolutely great kicker, almost nailed on to get pretty much every kick, but not in this game. But there's a full review on the channel again if you want to check that out. Then we had Edinburgh 27, Leinster 47. So Edinburgh, good start. They're ahead early. They're kind of standing toe to toe with Leinster a little bit. Leinster, though, they go in ahead to break, and they scored one of their tap penalty variations where they've got just seems like multiple options from it, switching the ball back and forth, and then just picking the right line to go over. And the way they do it is amazing. So many variations on the way to do it. Like everybody's standing in the same starting position, so you can't kind of get any tells of what's going to happen with that. The second half, interestingly, they had a couple of tap penalties, and I think it was Barron was the on reserve hooker. He just tapped and went straight, so maybe they're going to keep their powder dry for the Champions Cup, possibly. But second half, then Leinster stretch away. Osborne and Turner are looking really good in the centres. Also, Dave Carney's finish for his try was something special, and you should check that out if you get the chance. Basically, it was like a cross kick into the in-goal area, but it was in danger of going dead right at the back corner flag, not the corner flag on the try line, but the back one. And he basically dives and grounds the ball just before it goes dead. So that's definitely worth checking out. Buffelli for Edinburgh, he was back. He got 2 tries for them. His second try was their fourth, and they're them trying to try bonus point out of that, which could be important towards the end of the season. Again, full review of this on the channel. Next, then we have Ospreys 20, Benetton 21. So Ospreys, they score a try in the first 2 minutes. Benetton then hit back. Umaga's boot helping them to stretch out their lead. Ospreys then get a couple of late tries. I think like one was the 73rd minute, and the other one was actually the 81st. And then they almost pinched it, but they missed the conversion at the death of that final try. Great away win for Benetton there. Like we know they're competitive at home, but picking up wins away is the next step really that I feel they need to take as a team. Next we have Dragons 20, Connacht 22. So Dragons, I think it was 10 all at half time, right? Then Dragons had Screech sent off after 32 minutes, so they're down to 13 for 14 for the rest of the game. They were down to 13 at one point. They got a yellow card as well. But they actually hit the lead in the second half with the 14 men. And then Connacht, not their best game. They found a way to win, so they'll be happy to come away with the win on that. Won't be happy with the performance. Dragons looking more competitive than we've seen them recently. They were competitive earlier on in the season. Now they seem to be getting back to that, which hopefully they'll have a nice run now in the last 3 rounds. Final game then is Cardiff 20, Ulster 42. So we have a first minute try from Ulster. Immediate response from Cardiff. They're back within I think it was 5 minutes or something that they score. Then we have Stockdale's first try in almost 2 years. It was he gets put away on the wing. He chips over the defence, then uses pace, gathers the ball to score. Very similar to the one that he scored against New Zealand for Ireland, and he scored maybe 3 or 4 like this, I think, over the years. Then have a late Tom Stewart double. User ones, setting up them all. He breaks off the back and goes over to score. That helps him to stretch the lead out a little bit. Cardiff were pretty competitive for most of the game. Ulster really are turning their form around. Cardiff will be disappointed to lose at home, but they just, in that second half, I think Ulster just had a bit too much for them. There is a full review on the channel again if you want to check that out. Okay, let's have a quick look at the table. So Leinster leading the way, 15 from 15. What more can you say about their form this year? They got 71 points. They're not mathematically guaranteed to be number 1 seeds yet, but you'll be very surprised if they're not. I think they just need a few, like losing bonus points or try bonus points to make it, mathematically impossible for the Stormers to overtake them. Stormers at the moment, if they won all 3 of their remaining games with bonus points, they could get to 74 points. So that's kind of the target for Leinster to hit to guarantee, unless Stormers, slip up somewhere. Stormers then, they're in second place there. Hoping to keep hold of that because Ulster in third are coming hard at them as well. So that's going to be, a tight finish, I think, between those two to see who gets that potential home semi-final. Obviously, you got to win your quarterfinal to get there first. Glasgow then, one of the form teams in the league at the minute, up to 4th place. Really, timing their run well, and similar to Munster there in 5th as well. They've turned the season around so well on 47 points. So, I think that's going to be another epic battle between them to see who gets that 4th home quarter final. The Bulls, though, may have something to say about that. They're down to 6th at the minute. They were in that 4th place spot and actually up to 3rd when Ulster had their bad period for a while. But they've been dropping like a stone at the minute, and really got to turn their season around now, or they're in danger of actually missing out on the playoffs altogether. Sharks, though, doing well, like up there into the 7th place. They're another team who turned the season around and seem to be coming good at the right time. Similar to Connacht as well, on a bit of a run of form. Lucky win against the Dragons, but it keeps them in that 8th spot there. They do need to get at least 7th for Heineken Cup, but 8th will be enough to make the knockout stages of the URC. Then Benetton, that away win there could be priceless to them, because you probably would have expected them to lose that one, and for there maybe to be a bit of breathing room for Connacht and those above them, but not at the moment. They're still in the fight for that as well. Cardiff dropping away a little bit. Wouldn't want to lose too many more. I think that they're probably realistically they're going to have to win all of their remaining games, I think, to make the playoffs, or have 2 of the teams above them have really bad run towards the end. The Lions there, fairly respectable for them to be up into 11th, again coming into a little bit of form. Edinburgh, another team who were doing so well at the start of the season, but have just dropped away. Like, they were the form Scottish team at the first half of the season, but now it's just completely reversed. Glasgow are up where Edinburgh used to be, and it's hard to see them making the playoffs at this stage. Like, 7 points to make up in 3 rounds is a big ask, with so many teams above them as well. Ospreys down in 13th place. Themselves, and actually Scarlets down in 14th as well. They've turned things around a little bit, but they're still still a little bit inconsistent with the form. Scarlets had that great run, lost to Munster, but I think 2 teams that kind of left it too little too late really for them. Dragons then down in 15th place. They were competitive against Connacht, probably should have won that game as well. Maybe they'll pick up another win before the end of the season, but I can't really see them overtaking either Scarlets or Ospreys at this stage. So probably going to finish in 15th place, because Zebre at the bottom there in 16th with just 8 points are not going to overhaul them. Zebre are not going to win 3 on the bounce. If Zebre get a win by the end of the season, they'll be very pleased.